It's on! That is like the most perfect theme park sounding, bah, 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 like Epcot sounding. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to the November 1st edition of Disney Parks Talk Live as we enter the final 2 months of the year. My name is Doobie, co-founder of Laughing Place, co-host of this show. The lady right below me there is my lovely wife, Rebecca, the other co-founder.
Hey, everybody.
The man over there in charge of Star Wars and Southern California theme parks would be Mike Celestino.
Hello.
And the invisible guy down there, who is vice president in charge of punctuality, would be Jeremiah Good. He will be joining us anytime now.
Man, Mike's had a busy day with all his Book of Boba stuff, and now he's getting to talk about Disney parks.
Why should we talk about Disney parks when Boba Fett dropped today and we've got Mike Celestino? I feel like we should just drop this all and talk about Boba Fett.
No, you have to wait until tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Right? You have to wait until tomorrow to hear Mike's Boba Fett take.
That is true, but you can read it, Mike's in-depth trailer analysis, which I can't wait to read myself on Laughing Place right now. And then tomorrow they'll have some Star Wars headlines, and I'm sure that will be a lot of Boba Fett news. I'm excited to watch that. But we're here today to talk theme parks. Oh yeah, I forgot we have chat. Hello, thank you for joining us, Team Jeremiah. You're a loser apparently because he ain't here. Where is Gideon? Gideon doesn't do Parks Talk Live. All right, so let's get started with something that dropped that I think shouldn't have surprised us, and yet it did. And that would be, wait for it. Boy, I could have been more prepared. Rebecca usually has been hosting these things lately, and let me just say, I appreciate it.
I love when cats walk in this shot on like when people are like podcasting like this and then kitty cats appear. It's so cute.
There it is. Sorry. All right. So this dropped. Quite the surprise. Oh my goodness, I'm bad at this.
Don't forget you have to turn it on, babe. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. So
I don't hear it.
Let's see. Yeah, we don't have audio on it, babe. I don't know why.
All right.
Hey, Doobie's still getting used to his programming.
Hopefully we've avoided the copyright, cut it off soon enough. So there was a TikTok release teasing the return of the Main Street Electrical Parade, if you can believe that. They did not tell us where it's going. I think most of the internet has assumed it's going to Disneyland, but I think, that's an assumption. Disneyland has not told us where it's going yet. So, guys, what are your opinions on this?
I would guess it's coming to Disneyland.
But assuming it is, are you thrilled?
I don't understand. I mean, they had this new parade, the Magic Happens parade, that only ran for a few weeks. I guess that has too many performers or something. Is that why they wouldn't bring that back instead?
Perhaps that's what I'm. That maybe, or maybe that's not really a nighttime-y parade.
Right.
I mean, it's got. I guess the Moana screens are really attractive at night, but I mean, overall, if you think about it, it's not particularly nighttime-y. Whereas, this is definitely a nighttime event.
I would guess that's the bigger deal, is the fact that it's a nighttime parade.
Well, I'll be honest, I was surprised by kind of how like incredibly negative people were about his return. And I get not being like super.
I'm here. You can't talk about me like that, Rebecca.
But no, I understand that a lot of people are really over it, but wow, there's some. See, I'm excited, but it's not going to make me like go, you know what I mean? And maybe that's why, because when you think about right now with reservations, I don't know, maybe because honestly my first thought when they announced it was, wow, considering the complaints Magic Key holders have about getting reservations, it's a weird move to bring out a cherished event when people are having a hard time getting there as it is. But then when I saw the reactions online, I'm like, well, maybe it's less cherished than I think of it.
I don't think it's a lack of cherishment, which is now a word. I just think people want some. It's such a cop out. Electrical Parade has become a euphemism, an analogy for cop out. It's like, we don't want to do anything new. We just want to bring this old thing back out of the closet and see if we can make some quick money off of it. And people want something new, or at least even new-ish. I think if they had said paint the night, people would have been jumping for joy. But like I said, it's just become synonymous for giving up. Just electrical parade, and that's when people get frustrated.
If they would have said that they're updating, like doing something more, even just removing the stupid pixie dust that's been there since what, 2008 from DCA days, like, you know, just it would be nice to see some type of update to it.
What if they said they're going back to the original 1972 2D version of it? Do you think people would have been thrilled?
People would have gone looking all over the internet and found nothing. Like, what do you mean 2D?
We would have had to have pulled out our old issues of the Break Zone, right? In that where we have like,
oh dude,
I've ever seen.
Wow. The Break Zone. If there is anyone that's ever seen one of our videos that's heard of the Break Zone, I'd be shocked.
I've never even heard of the Break Zone.
It was the precursor to Theme Park Adventure Magazine, Rick West's publication.
Oh.
And Rick wrote for Laughing Place and was a part of our founding, a good friend and supporter when we first started this thing.
Some might even say without Rick West.
You might.
If it weren't for Rick West.
Thank you.
might be true. But I just loved it that it was like just days after Jeremiah's rant on WDW radio, discussing items for the 50th and treasured memories and whatnot. And Jeremiah had kind of an epic electrical parade frustration rant that they rolled that puppy out.
Yeah, they roll it. And the thing that surprises me is what did they tease this? Like last Tuesday?
Yes, on TikTok.
Yes. And that's it. There hasn't been, I figured, tease, and then the next day they would actually give the news. And we're almost a week later, and they haven't actually given the news. That's really shocking to me. It makes me wonder if they know what they're doing. I mean, obviously they know what they're doing. No, I don't know what it makes me wonder. I think either the most likely thing is someone put it on TikTok before they were supposed to.
No. Do you think that it's coming? I mean, I guess the assumption is it's coming after the holiday season, right? I mean,
that's what I would guess.
It's like
Christmas is already booked, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got plenty of stuff going on after the holidays. But if you aren't gonna come out during the holidays, don't worry. There'll still be something special for you after the first of the year.
Or the electrical parade.
Stop.
Mike, do you have a particular electrical parade favorite memory or favorite segment, or have you ever seen it?
I've seen it a bunch, yeah, because it's played within the last 5 years a bunch. Yeah,
it went away in '96.
Right. Which float is my favorite? I like the pirate stuff with the Peter Pan characters.
I was sure you were going to say Return to Oz. Like I was.
That was not part of it when I've seen it.
Or the Small World one, or
shut up, Jeremiah.
By the way, can I bring up a point of contention regarding the pirate float?
Sure.
They ruined it when they put Tinkerbell at the front of the parade, and she's not just twirling around the little mast anymore.
They ruined a lot when they changed that.
Personal pet peeve. However, it does have one of the greatest underscores. Bum 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 bum. Oh, so epic.
I also like the noises that the snails make.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It also has the greatest dance sequence when the guy goes do 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 do.
Go listen to the Snow White sequence, and it sounds like it's techno as the underscore with hi ho.
Oh man, such good stuff. And if you enjoy that music, by the way, check out the albums Bachbusters and Beethoven or Bust by the wonderfully creative Don Dorsey. He brought classical music to life with a similar electro-synthomagnetic sounds. So
my favorite band has a cover of the song Baruch Hoedown. They Might Be Giants. You can find it on YouTube, I think.
That was part of the one of the Disney albums, the pop Disney type albums.
Yeah.
And this is the Electrical Parade's final performance. This is Doobie. It's second to what did this end up being?
This is Picture It, Anaheim, November 25th, 1996. The final electrical parade. This is us waiting between the first and the second parade of the evening. Myself and a bunch of other people, two of whom
including
I still know. Yeah,
including the guy in the middle is John Frost of the Disney blog.
Yeah, and yes, Tony, quote, final. And so this is proof that the electrical parade can't be coming back because this was the final parade.
We have 3 light bulbs sitting over there.
Zombie
Yeah.
parade. The zombie parade.
But we got our foreheads done. This is MSEP. It was a special night. Were you there, Rebecca?
Yeah, I was. I actually was looking for you guys because you had told me to meet you in Town Square. And so I wandered around. I didn't see you, so I figured I got kind of the fake numbered. So I was sitting with my family, and when the parade ended, I got up to follow the parade, just like a lot of other people, and lo and behold, there you were. And we had to say farewell to it together. Yeah.
I gotta say something. Rebecca, I love you and Doobie, but if one person is going to fake number the other one, I kind of see that being in reverse. No offense, Doobie.
But I totally thought I'd just been like, sure, we'll be, like, okay, yeah, that's nice, we'll be over there. And then I bumped into them, and they were like, oh, there you are. Why did you show up? And I was like, because you guys, oh yeah, that area was more full than we thought, so we went somewhere else. Like, oh, okay.
And we couldn't bother texting you.
Oh, whatever. Back then, the only way we could communicate with each other was we had
signals.
We had pager codes, right? You would put in the code of who was paging, right? And then each location, we had like 7 or 8 significant locations at the park that we'd like to meet up, and then what time we would meet you there in military, and that's how we would meet up with each other back in those AP days.
It was a different era. Yes, that was 1996, Zoe. I don't know you, but I wouldn't be surprised if you weren't born yet. And I know it was a long time ago because not only were Rebecca and I not married, we weren't even dating yet.
Nope.
This would have been like our second or third or fourth time even meeting each other.
I think it was actually our second time meeting each other. Yeah.
Wow.
Because like I say, I thought I was being
here you are, babe.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
And the electrical parade's still here too.
And Tony's thrilled. We need a Patreon that just has a camera on Tony's head during this discussion. All right, let's move on to some
By the way,
some good news. That's mean. Not some good news, but some new news at least. And so, Jeremiah, you went to Magic Kingdom today. Were there any surprises?
Yes. So, as we saw early this morning, the Christmas tree was put out overnight.
It's not the surprise I'm looking for.
No, my original plan was, hey, I'm just going to go take pictures of the Christmas tree and the Christmas decorations on Main Street. And, no other site had posted anything about anything else. And I was like, last year the Jingle Cruise came back on November 1st. And then all of a sudden, hey, we'll walk over there. I didn't take a picture of the outside because they don't have the ingle. They have the ungle still. They didn't put up the eye. And as we heard from a cast member, the eye was forgot by maintenance to be put up on the sign. So everything from the queue inward was decorated for Jingle Cruise except the sign outside. So
that's hilarious.
That's why I was running late. I actually got stuck on a boat right at the unload area. We were like 4 or 5 boats back, and I was like, I gotta go.
And there's the Jingle Cruise. Any changes that you noticed this year?
They, with the updates, they added in a few things. That's the new. Or I'm sorry, I didn't put in the boat one. That's of course the Jeep. The canoes. They put in some new stuff in that one. But Trader Sam's has some extra Christmas stuff. One of my favorite things, that's the monkeys. They put a few decorations on there, nothing massive. But if you go to the rhino scene with the pole, they added in some decorations on the ground. Can you zoom in on the bottom of the pole?
I don't know that oh yeah, nah, not really. Sorry.
Well, so since the bottom person is actually the skipper from the boat that is sunk or has broken, they actually put a Jingle Cruise hat on him. So he has his normal hat with the Jingle Cruise
Oh, okay.
hat on there.
Cool. Thank you, Twitter, for not letting me zoom in.
Um,
Yes, son?
nothing. I kept trying to hide that and I couldn't. Go ahead.
Cool. All right. So the Jingle Cruise is there. The tree is there. What else is going on there holiday-wise?
Everything is decorated on Main Street. Going in to the hub, there's nothing new on the castle, unlike Disneyland, where it snowed already. And I didn't get a chance to go into the Emporium to see any of the merchandise, but I know that they posted that some of the merchandise has been released. And
Did you notice anything unique in the decor, like because it's the 50th?
not really. I didn't get to spend a lot of time looking at everything, but it all looks very much the same. The lamppost, which I would have guessed would have been more of the change, there wasn't anything massively different.
Cool.
This
50, go ahead.
That 50 in the background is new, though, right? That wasn't there last Christmas.
Yes, no, but it is still a little askew.
It feels like they may have leaned into the gold a little bit more this year, which would make sense with 50 being the 50th being your golden anniversary. But if when I look at those, I haven't done like direct head-to-head comparison, but it feels like they leaned more into the gold.
No, Mr. Bob Newell, the Emporium windows haven't been decorated as of yet.
Okay.
I did go into the confectionery, which surprisingly had some decorations in it already, and those were nice. I think I in our article we'll have some of the photos of that, and one of the other shops already had decorations up, which was impressive considering last night was the last Halloween party, and that lasted until whatever time, and then we have a Christmas tree, almost all the decorations on Main Street. And those
amazing.
Those magical mice did their job overnight.
And as Gio points out, there's 4 sets of 5 ornaments that have come out at Shop Disney that feature golden characters like the statues that are appearing around the parks, the Fab 50. So right now there's about 20 characters that are featured in those sets, 4 sets of 5. Figment is among the sets out there. As I recall, he's partnered with Joe Gardner and a few other, I can't remember who else, but I just remember seeing Figment, seeing Joe. The Fab 5 are obviously all together in one set. So, if you're wanting to add some golden characters to your holiday decor, Shop Disney's got that.
I have a question for Mike Celestino. So Christmas has not come to Disneyland yet, I don't believe, but
next week.
Life Day is right around the corner. If you could pick any icon of the fabulous Life Day television celebration to bring to Galaxy's Edge, what would it be?
Oh, it'd have to be Lumpy.
With the VR?
Lumpy is the... no, I'm sorry. I meant Itchy. Itchy is Chewbacca's father. Who's an old Wookiee. Lumpy is the young Chewbacca's young son.
Thank you. I am so happy you had an answer ready for that.
Which is the VR guy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I misspoke. Sorry.
Okay.
Or Art Carney.
Art Carney played Itchy, or you not B. Arthur?
I would love to see B. Arthur at Oga's.
Yeah, sure. You could bring in B. Arthur too.
B. Arthur at Oga's would go over so well.
I like how you and Jeremiah are really excited about it. Mike goes, yeah, sure. Throw her in there. That's fine.
Any of the hilarious characters played by Harvey Korman?
Oh, the chef, right? Wasn't there like a chef?
Yeah.
With multiple arms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like we need to do a live watch of the holiday special at some point.
That would be so much fun with Celestino. Are you a fan of that, Mike, or do you just endure that?
No, I think it's pretty difficult to get through, although I've seen it probably a dozen times.
It's very difficult.
For some reason, I keep coming back to it, but it's just awful.
It is. I've only seen it once after hearing about it for years, and I'm like, it's going to be bad, but I was not ready for how bad it would be. How this made it on TV.
Wow,
Even in the...
Lucas,
I blame Bruce
you're
Fuller.
giving me how much money?
Mm-hmm.
But still, someone actually created it and tried to do a good job, right?
Not Lucas.
Need to get Denny Newell to do that thing. All right. So back to Walt Disney World Christmas, and fans are so happy to see this happening after a year hiatus. Rebecca, I'm going to let you start here. Can you talk about this?
Oh, I'm so excited that the gingerbread house is back. But for me, I was wondering if Jeremiah could tell me. It's not right along the side as I've thought of it being in days gone by. It's like way more towards the center. Is that something that had happened before COVID, or is this an
No,
indication of a transition?
they've definitely moved it more towards the center of the back area
They sure have.
because they have a queue that goes pretty much what we're looking at. The side of that will be the queue that'll lead around to the front window, and then they exit on the other side.
Because this is so much more beautiful, because it used to be when you would walk in that grand lobby, you would kind of, in essence, be looking at its side because it was pivoted, it was facing really out, the other way. And then on the back side of it would be the gingerbread house, the place where you would buy your gingerbread and whatnot, a little shop right there, kind of off to the side of it. But now as you walk into the grand, right, you're going to see the beautiful Christmas tree. And then in the background, theoretically, will be this gingerbread house now. And I'm excited by the change.
Yeah, the gingerbread house is always a highlight. It makes the place smell great. The tree in the Grand Floridian is so beautiful, and it just makes the Grand Floridian the place to be for Christmas, in my humble opinion.
And it has my favorite gingerbread. It's a little bit soft. It has a dark chocolate layer underneath. It's more similar to a German gingerbread than the American that has that, that snap and much more of a bite to it. We have like more pepper typically to our gingerbread. So yeah, I'm excited.
So yes, when that opens, Jeremiah, you do have an assignment to get my wife some gingerbread, please.
Oh, I've already placed my orders with friends who are on their way and my family, and I will be getting a steady supply of gingerbread this year.
So for the romantic out there, Jeremiah, you want to talk about this awesome thing that's coming?
So I've actually done this in the past, but I was a third wheel. I believe you can have up to 4 people in the carriage, and my friend and her boyfriend at the time, we had all gone and we were just resort hopping, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to come along?" I'm like, "Sure." And it was actually cold, so it was fun because they give you blankets to wrap in. I was across from them; they were on the other side. But it is a very, very fun event. The sleigh ride through the campgrounds. If you get a chance to do it, it's something. It's one of those things that nobody remembers because it happens almost every year. But it's kind of like at that point where towards the end somebody goes, "Oh yeah, don't they do something like that?" And yes, they do, and it is really fun, especially if you get a good horseman.
Sure. They tell stories during it?
They'll tell like histories. They'll point stuff out. Just depends on what they want to talk about, or they'll just they'll sing as they push with the stick.
Are you able to see any of the decorated campsites and whatnot as you go by?
I want to say that we did. We didn't go too deep into the campground, but right in that area, you'll see some of the main ones.
And if you're thinking about planning this, the sleigh can take 4 adults, or it can take 2 adults and 3 kids. So it's can be for a family outing during the holidays at Disney World.
And it's $75, which, as things go at Disney, I think is pretty reasonably priced for a family of 4 to be able to, or a family of 5, 2 couples who don't hate each other, being able to share a sleigh ride, $75 a pop, or a happy couple who likes a third wheel. Jeremiah is still available. That's Jeremiah at LaughingPlace.com.
And
Mike,
if you're over near Fort Wilderness, swing on by Wilderness Lodge and get a magic bar. They're yummy. Okay.
So I know Mike is a happily married person. He considers his wedding day among the top 25 days of his life. Would you enjoy a sleigh ride with your wife at Fort Wilderness?
I think we would enjoy that. Yeah, I'd be up for that.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's Florida, so it's not,
We should do a park talk on the sleigh ride, the 4 of us.
That sounds dumb. All right. So
really, that sounds dumb.
So some other big news that's happened over the past week in the parks is you can now go and meet Mickey in Town Square. Go meet the princesses at Fairy Tale Hall. Jeremiah, have you been able to do that yet?
I did. I was able to do that the second day of operations. Mickey was lots of fun, very animated, no pun intended. There is a rope up. He keeps his distance. You know, mice have to worry about things too. It was a 5-minute wait on that day, and it was a 5-minute wait today when I ran in there, which I think because they haven't put the banners up and it's really not publicly announced.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I walked
Kind of
right
off the
in.
radar.
Yeah. And I think, is that our video of?
Did we drop that? Yeah, here we go.
There you go.
I don't think we have any audio when you play the videos right now. I was looking to see how long.
Oh, you guys can't hear that?
Nope, we can't hear it.
Oh, bummer.
It's just a cast member laughing in the background.
That's what it sounded like for those who couldn't hear it.
But yeah, Mickey's out, and then the princesses. When I was there, it was Elena and Cinderella and Rapunzel and Tiana.
Because
they have the two different sides.
I don't think it's on the app yet. As in like with wait times and stuff. If you pull up your app.
I know it wasn't under the lightning lane, because I was asking a cast member and they're like, yeah, it has lightning lane, but
interesting.
Yeah, so I was checking to see how you'd find it. Is it under entertainment? Is that how they list it? No, I don't see it there either. So that's interesting. So I'm wondering if that's part of the reason why you're seeing such short such short waits. So yeah.
Cool. So that's exciting. And
then I saw today that Santa arrived. So I guess Santa will be I wonder if Santa will be doing similarly, because I got the impression he's now at Magic Kingdom as well. So I went to go look for him on my app, but when Mickey's not on my app, I figured Santa won't be either. So.
And I'm guessing Santa does not have lap sitting at this point.
Yeah, I would agree that he's there. It's socially distanced.
So the characters are there. They are not masked. It is indoors, so the guests must remain masked even for the pictures, right, Jeremiah?
Correct.
So, and speaking of characters, Disneyland Paris is had their. So this has happened already. So I'm not even going to detail it, but I'm still going to use it for the question I wanted to ask. It was their soiree de Halloween. A bunch of rare characters. Dr. Facilier, Edgar Balthazar, Lady Tremaine and her daughters, Cruella de Vil. A bunch of characters you don't see all the time. I would like to ask, what Disney character that you have never seen would you love to see as a walk around the park?
Never seen or like almost?
Yeah. I'm going to say that you've never seen. Not a rare one that you've seen, but like, man, I would love to see a walk around version of Susie in the Little Blue Coupe. Probably not.
That'd be fun though.
That may be a little hard.
That would be.
Maybe I should have stuck with one you've seen before. Tony, if you have an answer, jump in here.
Oh no, I have an answer. You guys have an answer?
I'm thinking.
Okay, because
sure. I hope Mike has an answer.
Well, no, the reason why I asked rare or whatever is because I remember when you could see Bernard and Bianca from Rescuers.
You still can in Tokyo.
And I would love that. However, the character from that you've never been able to see that is a favorite of mine is Evinrude, the dragonfly. And I would still love to see somehow a meet and greet with Evinrude.
No, they had Evinrude once.
Did they?
Yeah, in one of the photos, there's Evinrude in the background. It's the weirdest thing.
Isn't Evinrude in every Spectrum Magic? Aren't there like a bunch of them?
Oh, see, that's why I always
Evinrude
thought
was in the one at Disneyland that Kevin and Jody did.
That's why I always was sad, because I was like, see, they're in Spectrum Magic, but I never got to take a picture with Evinrude.
Is there one you'd like to see, Mike?
Not off the top of my head. Sorry.
Not even a Star Wars character you want to be able to meet in person?
I hope they start bringing in characters from The Mandalorian in those shows. Yeah.
Bring in some of those bounty hunters.
Yeah.
Let you take a picture with a Bosk. Or
they should replace BB-8 at that Hollywood Studios meet and greet with Grogu. Don't you think?
I think we should terrify guests and start with those whatever the monk order that is that has those spider critters that carry
Oh
their.
my goodness! What are those things called, Mike?
Isn't that weird?
The Bomar monks.
Why are they called monks? They're spiders.
It's actually a brain that's been removed from a person and put inside a little glass bulb, and the spider droid is just the way for it to walk around.
Oh my goodness, that is like the first shot in the new Boba Fett trailer, and I'm like, this is so
Spoiler.
cool. It's the first shot. You can't spoil the first shot.
I haven't gotten a chance to watch it.
It's just the first. It's literally the first image is like, what?
Gio would like to see Grogu.
No.
I'm sorry, Gurgi from Black Cauldron, and Figzilla. What's a Figzilla?
It's back when Figment was that enormous walk around. Do you remember when
Oh yes.
Figment? He was like,
Scooby, can you share that?
I sure can.
Oh wow, okay, but I don't remember it ever actually existing. That's so cool.
Is that Chew? No, that's not you, Jeremiah.
No, this is an old publicity shot.
Wow, Orville is a little.
This is so adorable. Orville and Evinrude.
Oh, and the castle's back when it was gray.
There's another.
White.
Oh my god. Here's a very strange one that I haven't gotten a chance to actually look at to see the characters.
Yeah, exactly. See,
Because
beautiful.
there's definitely one in the background that I can't identify.
Oh, fun.
Have you shared that? Are you sharing that?
I'm bringing it up.
He's working on it.
That's fine.
I can see the focus in his eyes as he's trying to pull up this image.
There you go. You may want to put that big.
Oh wow!
I'm guessing that's Evinrude in between Bianca.
Yeah,
and Orville.
yeah, it is. It's Bernard and Bianca, Evinrude, Orville,
And this is way back when all the costumes
Nero,
were black and white,
Brutus,
right?
Madame Medusa.
Yes.
Before they started
I
adding
would
color
love
to the costumes.
Mad Madam Mim from Sword in the Stone. That would be a fun one.
Is there a Muppet walk around you'd like to see, Mike?
Muppets.
I always think it's weird when they did the Muppets as walk around
They
characters.
They were weird.
They are really like. Well, not. I feel like Sweetums is okay.
Oh sure. Well, that he's a human.
Hey Tony, use your magic whiteboard and tell us what character you want to see.
Your magic whiteboard. We should bring him on right now while he's chewing.
No, that's why I said use your magic whiteboard. Because he's so handy with the stats behind the scenes on a little whiteboard.
All right. While he's doing that real quick, I'll just say Disneyland Big Thunder Mountain is set to reopen on November 4th. That's only 3 days away. Have you missed it, Mike?
I have missed it. I haven't been in like 2 or 3 weeks. So I have a couple reservations coming up next week for, I forget what reasons. I guess the holiday stuff is starting, right? So yeah, that'll be fun.
And Tony is hoping to once again be able to take photos with Wally, only this time he wants it to work.
It didn't work. I've seen Wally like on the red carpet.
Wally worked for me perfectly.
It was unreliable, and it had certain challenges that made it not usable for guests, as I think we all hoped.
Wow, that was just totally drawn out.
Why are we talking like this?
It's National Staccato Day.
I'm sorry. I read that as legato. Sorry, my mistake.
It's William Shatner's birthday.
Legato. Oh.
All right, so I am looking for something here.
I was like, what are you doing over there?
Vamp without me. I can't believe I had.
Going back to the walk around characters, do you guys think if they started the parks today instead of it being 60 however many years since they started open, do you think that they would make the Mickey and Friends characters into animatronics instead of like people in costumes? Like, because Mickey's supposed to be like this big, like he's a tiny little guy, but when you meet him, he's like a human size,
Of all the people to propose this, I'm surprised it's you, Mike, because you can't hug a 4-inch animatronic.
I guess that's true.
And Mike, like,
he's not 4 inches though. Like Mickey's probably like 2 or 3 feet tall. When you see him like talking to Walt or whatever,
you're right.
Or in Fantasia when he's talking to the conductor.
But he wouldn't be as cuddly. I just can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to imagine that wouldn't be as cuddly
I guess so.
as the other one. I mean, even meeting the one where he would talk to you, he felt a little less cuddly. I don't know why. There's no logical,
but he does.
no logical reason. But when I met him, when I met Mickey and he was talking to me, he wasn't as cuddly. So.
Would you be in favor of that, Mike? Would you like to have a more realistic Mickey Mouse?
Yeah, it would be more accurate to the cartoon.
All right, so we're going to bring on the one and only Tony Betty right now. How you doing, Tony?
Hi. Why do you say it like that?
That's not
as harsh as it sounds.
Because he's being in a weird mood today. How you been?
All right. I'm good. How are you guys? I'm still full from this weekend, which I'm here to talk about. This weekend was it's tragically only 2 nights. The Food and Wine Classic at the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin. So if you wanted to go this year, sorry, but always look forward to next year. It's a few night event that takes place at the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin, and it's basically the food and beverage team goes crazy doing stuff they're not doing, as well as offering menu items from the restaurants of the resorts and placing them all. If you're not familiar with the Swan and Dolphin, there's a giant causeway between the 2 resorts and then a crescent around a beach leading up to the pool. That whole strip and the causeway become stages and booths and all kinds of just different offerings and venues where you can load up on appetizers. Basically, think World Showcase during the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot, but isolated in one spot. And here's the kicker: one admission includes everything. It's not booth by booth, and that's where it's at.
Including drinks?
Including drinks.
Wow.
Oh, that's changed a lot since the last time I did it, because it was you had a individual booth, you would buy things.
Does it include a server named Bull? Because that's the best deal since Capone's.
No servers. But everybody there was genuinely friendly. So
that's awesome.
And they just go, here you go. And then you get your wine sample or your beer sample. Lots of local breweries. There were breweries from Kentucky that I think I won in my personal award for best drink, because they had a vanilla cream ale that was basically alcoholic cream soda.
Ooh,
so yeah,
good.
Very good. And then I ran into LP's own Mike Mack there for fun. He wasn't even working.
Alcohol.
Was he securing the title of VP of alcohol? Yes.
And you knew you were in the right place.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
And then and then you guys brought that enthusiasm to Disney Trivia Live. So that was all right, so talk about the view.
Wait, just before you say that, Doobie, if you haven't yet had a chance to visit the Swan and Dolphin, they're beautiful hotels, and they host events like this seasonally. So around Valentine, they have this one, but then they also have other events or special dining or what. If you're a foodie, check out the events going on at Swan and Dolphin because they often have things around.
They have their own fleet of in-house food trucks that show up at these events, and those are phenomenal. They have one. It's basically the head chef's personal barbecue thing he does, which is amazing. And then Shula Steakhouse goes and tries new stuff at these events.
Wait,
it's
fantastic. Steakhouse?
No, I heard that
Shula's,
too. That's funny.
Sorry,
Shula's.
Thank you, Doobie.
I have a lisp. I'm sorry.
So really,
my San Francisco accent.
No, so really fine dining opportunity. Try lots of different unique flavors, that kind of thing. But Tony also got a sneak peek.
Well, I was going to jump off your Swan and Dolphin are great resorts, but there's a third one coming, the Swan Reserve, the Walt Disney World Swan Reserve, which is home to the View Terrace, which is an event space, but it overlooks Epcot and has this amazing view of the harmonious fireworks. Now, at the little sneak peek we got, there was no music piped in, but they do promise that music will be playing along with the show, so you'd be able to hear what's going on.
This is phenomenal.
You've got the icon in the background, as well as you've got Spaceship Earth there.
Now, I know There's a couple. Yes, I would say the swans are actually the biggest detriment to the view at the Swan Reserve. But on the other side of the building, if you go back to an earlier tweet, I took pictures on all sides. You could see everything from up there. You could see the horizon of Galaxy's Edge.
You could see horizons?
Yes.
If a time machine, yes. You could see Mission Space, which overtook Horizons.
You can look back in time and see Horizons.
You could see the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. You could see down another direction, down World Drive to the Contemporary and Bay Lake Tower, as well as the Magic Kingdom and Space Mountain, and a giant blue tarp, which I'm guessing was Tron.
When we stayed at the Swan,
it was Tron. I'm just saying that.
No, I'm sorry. When we stayed at the Dolphin, we made sure to walk out and look out on the fire escape to get that view, because we couldn't figure out any other way to kind of get that view where you're looking down World Drive towards Magic Kingdom and everything. And so, so I remember one night. Do you remember that, DB, when we were staying there?
Oh, most definitely, yeah. So
I love that shot. That shot's fantastic. Maybe not the picture itself, but that view.
Yeah,
it's a good picture. Tower of Terror, Galaxy's Edge.
Yep. Yeah. You can see the
Man
theater
Chinese
front
theater.
There. Yeah.
And then the massive world of ESPN in the background.
Yeah. What's fun about this is from up here you see the scale that is Walt Disney World. And then I'm a fan of old like retro promo footage, like the old vacation planning videos and everything like that. And now to see how much it's developed in 20 years or 50 years, depending on how far back you want to go, it's crazy. Like just looking at our Epcot from the new tower, looks like it's in the middle of a city, and it used to be all nothing. So
a few years back, I had the opportunity to attend a surveyors convention, and they had images of when they were surveying the property to build, and it looks like swamp. I mean, it was swamp, and it's just so weird because he would show pictures of places and he would tell you what was built there now, because obviously with surveying, they knew exactly where these pictures were being taken, and it was just amazing. And the enormous rattlesnakes that they were pulling out of the marshes and everything. It was really, And so then now to see it, because when we were first coming to Disney World, I can remember we'd landed Orlando. You probably remember this too, Jeremiah. You'd come from LA, right? Where when you fly into LA, the last hour of your flight is just dense population. Yep. When you would fly into Orlando, there was like nothing. And you would land at this airport and all you had seen really were trees. And then you would get in your car and you would drive and there would be nothing until like all of a sudden, whoa, I'm in a tourism area. It was like an incredible, and now it's like all the way out there is, apartments and housing and hotels and restaurants, all of it.
Question for Tony Batty. So I know that you said that top floor is for an event space, but are there rooms just below there that are actually going to have that same view?
All we know about the rooms right now is there's 394 of them. I would assume based on the windows, yes, that's correct.
That's kind of what I was hoping is you would be able to see there's windows.
I don't know. It could be their fitness. It could be an indoor pool. I don't know.
He's hedging his bet.
Indoor pool.
Yeah, I am going with the facts they gave me.
Good for you.
That is the LP difference. The LP difference. We assume nothing.
I speculate that those windows are in fact rooms, but I don't know for sure. I just know there are 394 rooms in the Swan Reserve at Walt Disney World.
I think you've broken Doobie.
TB, thanks for nothing. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you,
question. Okay, bye.
What was that?
At the Food and Wine Classic, there was also the new restaurant was featured from the Swan Reserve called Amare, and it's all Mediterranean cuisine. But the big one that they had was a mahi. That's phenomenal. It's going to be the signature dish, I'm sure, at that restaurant. And just after like 3 bites of it, I went back for more.
Wait,
that's going to be the happening hotspot.
They serve mahi at the Dolphin? Because the dolphin fish
is a mahi.
That's kind of
so at the Swan Reserve, you eat the mahi while you're looking at a giant concrete one.
That's pretty epic. I love it.
Abomination. Any other stupidity, Jeremiah? I know you have to go.
Well, if you want to share the amazing photo, so we can do a flashback of what Figzilla was.
Oh, there he is, Figzilla.
But what's the thing on the left?
Oh.
And then the other thing.
A young.
This is from one of my friends who is at the Magic Kingdom this weekend. So.
Ooh. Oh.
So, yes, there was.
That's not the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
It is the Magic Kingdom of.
It's Walt Disney's original Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. The snow fell before Halloween, of course.
Okay. So This is Disneyland Park for those of you who get confused by the Magic Kingdom. And you can tell because the castle is about a tenth the size of the nice castle in Florida.
By the way, I thought they did a great job with the Funko they just released, the Cinderella Castle Funko.
I say 50% the size.
I think it's a really nice scale in comparison to Sleeping Beauty. I think they'll look nice if you pick it up. And Mickey's wearing his 50th anniversary tuxedo, so they did a nice job of keeping it in scale to Sleeping Beauty, I thought.
So Jeremiah has told us he needs to make a quick exit. We will get rid of him. We're almost done. We're not quite done, but we'll let Jeremiah say goodbye. We'll bring Tony on to take his place coming out of Florida. And let's take a...
Oh, you want me now? Okay.
Take a quick look at a couple more things. It's not so much that I want you as we need a body to kind of even out the squares. So
it's really about you being even. It's not...
Yes, you can't handle the threeness. You can't handle it.
So the Polynesians added some 50th resort merchandise. I would not be surprised.
I like that Maui.
Talk about this tomorrow.
And when you flip it around, scroll down, Doobie, so you can see the back. There's a little orange bird. Not cute.
I'm sure people will love that.
Okay, so
this
is all 50th merchandise, but this allows me to ask you guys another quick poll question: popcorn or churro? Oops, that's not what I wanted. Orange Bird or Figment?
Oh,
Figment.
Figment, 100% Figment.
Is Mike there? He looks very frozen.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we can hear him.
I'm going Figment for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, definitely Orange Bird. Definitely
That's what we call a clean sweep.
I said Orange Bird.
No, he says Orange Bird. I don't understand. Do you really have more affinity for Orange Bird than for Figment?
It's not so much that I have affinity for Orange Bird, is that I really don't have affinity for Figment. I'm not a Figment fan.
Really?
No.
But he's such a lovable fellow.
My living room's purple right now because it's not because of Figment. I'm sorry.
I love the fact that we can hear Mike, but he's stuck in this one position. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, that's funny. For me, Tony's stuck. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's funny because everybody's moving fine for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody's stuck on my end.
And Mike is back now, so take all that back.
When I was in college, I had a little Figment sitting on my desk, so I liked Figment a lot. I was just showing
here on my desk.
That reminds me,
Orange Bird.
Tom Morris on Twitter, he posted some amazing, like imagination images from like behind the scenes looks, like not standard. So yeah. Oh, really, really fun stuff. Like you can see the track and all the set pieces because it was illuminated. It was wild, and it just reminded me of just how dense those set pieces were on the original attraction.
And he's a great follow. If you can find any of those Imagineers to follow on Twitter or Instagram, Joe Rohde, Zach Ridley, you never know. They post so much fun stuff. You could do. What are you shaking your head at?
Sorry. It's when you put Zach Ridley with the rest of those, I was just like, oh, so you could learn about Coke bottles and tiles or...
It's interesting. Some of us are theme park fans and find this stuff interesting, Tony.
Oh,
Not all of us are as jaded as you.
And what's really interesting is now you're beginning to find out. I mean, one of my things throughout the years has been that I wish we had like a scrolling credits of who works on what. And I mean, and even like popcorn buckets, right? The designers of popcorn buckets are now out there talking about their art.
Yeah.
Universal
cool.
Orlando annual pass holders are about to be able to buy T-shirts celebrating a squirrel. I don't know. It's not a realm of fandom, I know. But the guy.
If you want to, you know how to find me.
But the guy who did that artwork, that's how I found it. And so it's neat to be able to, see their excitement in their product being out there. And sometimes they'll add a little bit more to it. I see that also with Star Wars, a lot of Star Wars stuff.
The problem with Tony is he mostly cares about animation, not theme parks. So let's get to
Not entirely true.
One of the famous Walt Disney animation products, Toy Story, and talk about the Toy Story the Tokyo Disney Resort Toy Story Hotel. Tony, any thoughts on the looks of this?
It's cool. It looks like Andy's bedroom.
Nick, it's a clever take on Andy's bedroom.
I feel like I'm sleeping in the Oceaneer Club. Well, not this so much, but
you'll be dying.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I don't know how I feel about the Sunnyside Daycare as a food court theme, because Sunnyside Daycare is not a happy place. I'd say that's my qualm with the resort. The rest looks great, but I saw that. I was like, why did they do that?
What do you think about having Tetris on the side of the building?
I think there's just supposed to be blocks, right?
Yes. I'm hoping that the TV. Oh, go ahead, Mike C.
Oh, I heard that the playground is themed to the giant incinerator where they all almost die.
Well, I was going to say the dining room tables are like little cells that you sit in, like little jail cells.
Apparently Morgan's going though, so
there
awesome.
you go.
I told her I might know that person, and I told her there's a catch. I told her there's this catch that if we're staying at the Toy Story Hotel, we're also staying at the Miracosta.
Oh,
I presume they probably cost about the same. I just picture the Miracosta costing like $2,500 a night.
Isn't Disneyland Hotel the expensive one there? I thought.
At Tokyo, I think Miracosta is definitely the.
I mean, they're both kind of in the park, so
I can't recall.
I know when the Miracosta opened, it was definitely.
I know it'll be more expensive than the Toy Story one. Let's be real.
Yes.
It's yes.
But
I'm hoping that the room TV, since it looks like an Etch-a-Sketch, will just feature various like like a screensaver. So like various drawings, and then it'll seem like it shakes, and then another little drawing. See, because like the TV looks like an Etch-a-Sketch.
That'd be cool when you turn the channel. It goes.
No.
Every time you turn the channel, and a new picture comes
what would it do again?
You turn the channel, you're watching football, and then you're like watching the Brady Bunch, and then it turns to something else.
Then you have to pick it up and shake it to change the channel.
That's how you change the channel.
Yeah, if Japan has another one of those big earthquakes, does the TV reset?
Yeah, it just goes crazy.
It's like Geo, see, you have to shake it to turn off. Exactly.
This could anything feel more like an all-star resort than this room? I'm sorry, this is.
I don't think that's an all-star room.
No,
you
I
don't?
think
Especially because it's an interior hallway. I'd put it with Caribbean Beach or Port Orleans.
Yeah, this
which are also exterior hallways.
But as far as
well, yes, but there's not a giant woody eyeball in my window.
Are you sure?
Based on the exterior, yes.
This totally reminds me of Art of Animation.
Where's the 50-foot Woody that the All-Star Movies Resort has?
Moving on.
I'll say 50-foot Buzz Lightyear instead.
So anyway, that's the Toy Story Hotel. So apparently we're going to have to send Tony there when it opens for him to rank it among the Disney World hotels where it belongs. Because I'm thinking All-Star, maybe Art of Animation, and somehow he thinks this is going to be like the Four Seasons. So we'll find out.
I'd never said the Toy Story Hotel's the Four Seasons.
Anyway.
Unless that season is summer with that incinerator playground Mike mentioned.
I love the idea of an incinerator playground. That's horrifying.
I'm just picturing a bunch of kids running on a treadmill like away from a fire pit.
I'm just remembering how hot our playgrounds would get over on like asphalt.
Seriously. Some of those playgrounds are incinerators.
Those swings that they
deal with asphalt at Walt Disney World. Just park in the main lot right now because you still have to walk all the way to get up to the gate.
Oh my goodness. Tony Betty, everybody. Tony Betty. Anything else anyone wanted to mention before we shut this off?
I don't think so. No, I can't. I can't believe it's already Christmas season. The McRib is at McDonald's. The Winter Wonderland pancake stack is at IHOP. Like all the things that happen when we move from, Halloween into Christmas time.
I don't understand why the McRib goes with holiday season though.
I don't either, but it's what happens on November 1st. The McRib returns.
Are you a McRib fan, Mike?
I used to be as a kid.
Okay, me too. Me too.
I haven't eaten at McDonald's in probably a dozen years though now.
Oh my goodness.
I don't eat pork, so I've never had a McRib, but I've heard about it from everybody else on the planet.
Yeah, I'm a vegetarian now, but back in the day, I loved the McRib. I was a big fan. Tony?
Not really. I remember it from when the live-action Flintstones movie came out, and they did a cross promotion with the McRib. It was supposed to be like the one that they put on Fred Flintstone's car. I remember that's when I enjoyed the McRib.
Speaking of cartoons, I know Mike talked about Boba Fett earlier. What are your impressions of that other kiddie show, the Animaniacs season 2 that's coming around?
Well, you could find out about my thoughts on it in a new review posted to laughingplace.com earlier today. The short answer is I still very much love the show, but it's still geared towards me and my demographic, despite it being the family-friendly title. Whereas before it was a kids show with stuff for the adults, now it's an adult show with stuff for the kids. So like it's going to retain the attention of children, but it's all that written humor is for adults.
Somehow a kids show with stuff for adults sounds wonderful. An adult show with stuff for kids sounds a little creepy.
Watch it and you'll agree. Friday, November 5th. All 13 episodes on Hulu.
So you can check that out on Laughing Place. You can check out Mike's in-depth trailer analysis of the Book of Boba Fett trailer that surprisingly dropped this morning, and Mike got right on it. How many scenes did you say? 51 scenes you picked out of there?
52 total shots
To analyze, which I am truly excited to read about that. And Rebecca will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. with Barely Necessities, and at 2 p.m., which is before 4 p.m., with Mike Celestino for Star Wars Headlines, where I'm sure there will be a lot more Book of Boba Fett.
We're going to go through each of those 52 shots.
Is it Book of Boba Fett, that Josh Gad musical?
I've already seen people confused about whether or not this is a book or a TV show, by the way.
Of course they are. No one's smarter than the internet, let me tell you. No.
I just learned today that it's controversial that I'm happy to see it on Tatooine. That I'm happy to see Tatooine again. I saw a lot of tweets that lead me to believe that I am in the minority in being excited to be back on Tatooine. So,
people want new stuff?
I guess. I don't know.
Just want the same old electrical parade again?
They just want to complain is what I think they want.
Is Tatooine the electrical parade of the Star Wars universe?
It really is.
So then, what's the paint the night of the Star Wars universe?
Probably Coruscant.
I knew the Mike's.
That's what everyone wants to see.
I started reading Mike's analysis, and I knew it was way deeper than I am when he said it's either dusk or dawn because you can only see one of the suns on Tatooine. Like, nerd alert!
This stands to reason. I first I wrote it was dawn, and then I was like, well, it could be dusk because either the sun is going up or going down. We just can't see both of them.
So when you're on Tatooine, Mike, and you say, Siri, what time is sunset? Does it give you 2 times or just when the second one goes down?
Well, they're pretty close to each other in the sky, so
Alpha sun and beta sun. Alpha sunset.
Beta sun. I love their tropical flavors.
Oh, shut up.
Why
do I let you invade our show, Tony?
Invade? You gave me the link and invited me.
So yes, I'm excited because we're going to be talking about the Boba Fett stuff tomorrow, and then I have some Star Wars toys I can show off too a little bit. And there were so many really beautiful Black series that came out too that I didn't get to talk to Mike about. So hopefully we'll maybe be able to talk about that a little bit. But I don't know because it all depends on what Mike has got on the to-do list. I haven't yet checked our it's not a shot sheet, but it's my equivalent when it comes.
I feel like Mike woke up this morning, looked at the week in Star Wars news, shoved it all to the side, and said, "Let's do Boba Fett."
Well, it's funny. Like, I just wrote a review of this book, which I'm not allowed to talk about yet until next week. But like, I knew that I had other books coming this week that I had to review, so I finished this yesterday and pre-wrote my review so I would be ready for those books. But then instead, I was ready for the trailer.
Oh, good.
It worked out.
That's awesome.
So, all right, cool. And then, of course, 7:30 p.m. tomorrow, we've got Disney Trivia Live. Yada, yada, yada. Make sure you read Tony's Animaniacs review, most importantly, because we need to keep him happy. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Jeremiah, for coming late, leaving early. Nothing but the best for you guys. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Farewell. Show my Harmonious footage again. I think it's pretty.
I already closed it.
That's fine.
My